Guys, what's going on? I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys are staying safe. I hope everything's good wherever you guys are. Guys, smash the like button on this video, hit the subscribe button, share the video as always, guys. All that good stuff. Make sure you do all that good stuff. And guys, I want to get straight into this. Canelo Alvarez has said in a boxing scene, I don't know whether it was a boxing scene or interview, or it was just reported by the boxing scene. He basically said he's very confident that he will beat Dmitry Bivol in the rematch. So it looks like Canelo is obviously focusing or looking at that Bivol rematch, which he wants. Some people saying that he won't take that Bivol rematch. I think he will. I think he wants that Bivol fight. I think he believes he can beat Dmitry Bivol. He basically said he wishes Ramirez all the best and he wants Ramirez to win the fight. Being a Mexican, he's got behind Ramirez and he wants him to win, and wishing him all the best. But at the same time, he's very confident that he can reverse the decision in the rematch against Dmitry Bivol. He said that Bivol, I know why I lost that fight. I got tired. I think Canelo Alvarez is thinking how a normal fighter. Fighters are very delusional, and what they mean is that even they always look at the positives, even when they lose. Canelo Alvarez is looking at the positives. He's being, oh well, you know, Bivol, I got tired. You know, so I know what I need to do better. Rather, you know, I hope Canelo is saying that to the media, but he doesn't actually believe that, because I think the reason why Canelo got tired was a result of, yeah, it may have been maybe he was overtrained or whatever, but it was also the fact that Bivol was giving Canelo a lot of trouble, and Bivol was so big and he was hitting Canelo with shots that Canelo was feeling. But not just that, he wasn't letting Canelo rest when Canelo wanted to rest. And I think that was the other reason why Canelo. I always say, like, I've watched so much of Canelo where I know Canelo's style like the back of my hand. Like, I watched him so many times. Canelo likes to have rests. Canelo, when he gets off his work, he likes to have his moments where he's dull, and he dull in the sense that he's basically having a time off. He's having a rest. He's taking it easy. You know, he has his burst and then he takes a rest. And that's how he dealt with his stamina. As soon as stamina issues, which people say that Canelo's got poor stamina. So when Canelo's not allowed to do that, Canelo gasses. Some people say that even against Gennady Golovkin, he was gassing. He looked tired towards the back end of the fight. I don't think he was that tired. He did look a little bit tired. But Canelo definitely, I think at this point, I think it's pretty obvious that Canelo has a stamina. I mean, especially when I mean a stamina issue, I don't think his stamina issue is as bad as Joshua's. Like, Joshua's is really bad. But I think Canelo, if you can press him and you can put him in an uncomfortable situation, I mean, he definitely does start to gas, and you can see it from his body language that he's tiring. Boxing's a very hard sport, and most fighters do tire down the stretch. You look at someone like Floyd Mayweather, he was incredible, because the reason why Floyd was so good is because Floyd, he wasn't just such a, all the boxing skills were great, but he had a great chin. He also had great defense, but he also had great conditioning. I mean, when did you ever see Floyd Mayweather gassing in a fight? I mean, very rarely. And that's what made Floyd Mayweather so elite, where he was just so good in so many different departments, which you don't really get in fighters. Like, Floyd was gifted when it came to footwork, to hand speed, to conditioning, chin. He virtually didn't have many. I mean, he didn't have a weakness. He didn't have a blatant weakness. I mean, and that's what made Floyd Mayweather so good. Canelo Alvarez does have weakness. Some people will say, you know, he's got slow feet. He doesn't have slow feet. Not that. His feet aren't as bad as what they used to be. I think his feet has become, he's improved his footwork without question. I think his footwork is improved. However, his stamina is something that I do think is an issue. If he's pressed, if he's put in a situation where he's not allowed to rest, I think Canelo Alvarez definitely does have, you can get to him from a stamina. And I think Bivol will always get to him. I think Beterbiev would probably crush Canelo. Unless Canelo is able to hurt Beterbiev and knock him out, Beterbiev would crush him. because Batabiev's literally all wrong. Like, he's big, he's strong, he can punch. And he's a pressure fighter. That's all. Like, someone like Marvin Hagler, in my opinion, would have dogged Canelo. And certain Canelo fans might not like hearing that, but I think he would have just drowned him. I think Marvin Hagler had a great chin, and Marvin Hagler had great conditioning, great stamina. I mean, that would have been a horrible style for Canelo. I think, like I said, I think the styles that give Canelo trouble, right, are the ones that can box but have power. If you've got power and you're a good boxer, you can definitely give Canelo a lot of trouble. But you have to have power. If you don't have any power, I mean, Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders can't beat Canelo Alvarez. You can't beat Canelo Alvarez if you've just got skills and you're slick and you can move. No, you can't beat Canelo. You can't. You have to have power. And I've been saying this for years. If you have no power, you can't beat Canelo Alvarez. Full stop. Floyd Mayweather, people are going to bring up. Firstly, Canelo at that point was green. And Floyd Mayweather's a genius. He's a one-off. You know, so you can't compare Floyd to anybody else. But if you haven't got power, trust me, you ain't beating Saul Alvarez. I'm telling you, the guy would hunt you and dog you down and beat you up. He will take you out. I think Canelo's resume is incredible. I think Canelo's resume in terms of the names that he's beaten, and a lot of those names that I actually think were styles that weren't very good styles, like Lara, for example. Even Khan, you know, weren't easy styles for him. You know, Cotto. I mean, Cotto. I think he's a much better version of Cotto. I think Canelo is a much better version of Cotto. To be honest, I think he's a better fighter than Cotto as well. I think he's a better version. Canelo is in the last 20-30 years, he's in my top, definitely top. I would definitely say he's in my top 10 without question. I think he's up there. I think he's definitely up there, because if you look at what Canelo, I mean, has done with his resume, and like I said, he doesn't always come across pleasing to the eye like a Usyk or a Crawford, but his resume is incredible, and I think his body of work needs to be appreciated. But I do think Bivol might be a step too far. I think Canelo Alvarez is doing things now that other fighters aren't really doing, and he's exposing himself in a sense, because there are holes in Canelo's game that can be exploited, and somebody as skilled and as big as Bivol will exploit them. You know, I think it's quite clear for us to see that Canelo isn't an invincible fighter. I mean, I thought he was invincible. Honestly, I thought Canelo had got into that kind of mindset where I think Canelo was going to batter everybody. I still think Canelo beats everybody from 168 to 160. I don't think there's anyone that beats him at 160 or 168. That's my opinion. Some people may disagree, but that's just my opinion. But at 175, no, he don't beat Bivol or Beterbiev for me. And anything above that, I mean, unless they're totally garbage, I think he has a problem. Stephen pointed out that, oh, well, Makabu might have beat him. No, he would have battered Makabu. Makabu was terrible. I mean, he would have smashed Makabu to bits. But I definitely think Bivol is a problem. I think stylistically, I think physical point of view, I don't think Canelo can dent him. I think Bivol's very tough. I think Bivol's got a very good chin. And the thing is, if Canelo had put a dent in Bivol where he hit, because Canelo hit him with some big shots, and I saw, well, Bivol looked like he was wiltering a little bit. He didn't look in trouble. He didn't look like he was ever in trouble by Canelo Alvarez at all. If I'm honest with you, Bivol, I mean, Canelo looked in more trouble in that fight. There was more times where I think, whoa, Bivol, will he get Canelo? I think if Bivol believed in himself a lot more and actually went for it, I actually think he may have been able to push Canelo into a position where he might have even been able to force a stoppage. Because, like, I'm telling you, Canelo was gassing in that fight. He was really blowing. You could tell from his face, he was red. And he looked badly beaten after the fight, like beaten up. Like his face was showing signs of Bivol landing a lot of shots. Whereas Bivol, on the other hand, didn't look that bad. I mean, apart from the bruised arm, that Canelo gave him, which he did to Smith as well. Apart from that, you know, Bivol was pretty, you know, Bivol did a good job defensively. I think it's going to be hard for Canelo, that fight. Stylistically, Bivol's a very, very tough fight. Beterbiev's a very, very tough fight. They're both those light heavyweights are phenomenal. And I think Canelo's size disparity, I mean, the size disparity is just too much. And they're too good, they're too skilled for Canelo to make that up. So I would favor Bivol to beat him again. But, you know, if Canelo does pull that off, that'd be a magnificent win. I mean, I think that would put Canelo pound for pound above anybody in terms of this era. If he beats Bivol, and if he beats Beterbiev, oh my goodness, we're talking about like top. We're talking about someone that could potentially be talked about in the top 15, top 20. You know, if he does it at light heavyweight. I don't think Canelo wants to compete at light heavyweight. I think he wants to fight Bivol and beat Bivol. But the only problem I have, if he does manage to pull off an upset win now, it would be against Bivol. The carrot of him fighting Beterbiev would be too big, because he would be one fight effectively away from being undisputed at light heavyweight. So would that carrot be too big for Canelo to kind of say, I don't really want to fight at light heavyweight? I don't know. I don't know how Canelo would see it, but that's my opinion. Leave your thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.